Hey there, my beautiful travelers, and welcome to the Philippines, one of the most beautiful countries in this world. Full of stunning white beaches, islands, amazingly friendly people, great sunsets, and loads of corals and sea life. In case you don't know me, my name is Travel Gretl. I'm a travel YouTuber and I've visited the Philippines 5 times since 2015. At first, being part of a couple and also as a female solo traveler. This place is never getting boring. In this video, I will share my 10 favorite spots with you. I will put information about all of these places, recommendations for hotels and tour companies in the description box down below. If you're new to my channel, be sure to check out some other videos as well. And you're always very welcome to subscribe. But now, without further ado, let's dive right in. The starter of this list is Bohol. Of course, a very famous touristy hotspot, but most people stay on the west side of the island. I suggest, if you want to dodge the crowds, to go more east and stay in the Anda or Guindoman region. From here you can visit the Candijay rice fields, this stunning waterfall which is actually the tallest on the island, and you can see the cave paintings. I also loved this hidden gem. Just about 20 minutes walk from my hotel in Guindoman. A beautiful valley view with no one else there and just a stunning sunset. It reminded me of one of those places I love most in this country, but we will get to that later. Number 9 is Siquijor, aka the Witch Island. This place is becoming slightly more popular over the last years, mainly because of its beautiful nature and relaxed vibes, with Cambugahai Falls being one of the must-see places here. If you're up for some adrenaline, go for the cliff dive at Salangdong Beach and visit the old enchanted Baliti tree, where the white spirit lives. As long as you don't hurt them, they won't hurt you. Also, a day trip to Apo Island is highly recommended, especially if you're determined to see the large sea turtles and some of the good corals over here. If you want to know why this place is famous for witchcraft, I would highly suggest asking the locals for it. Everyone will tell you something slightly different, but it will be fascinating for sure and will give you an insight in how life here differs from other places in the Philippines. And no, I'm not gonna tell you because I'm not gonna spoil it for you. I want to encourage you to go here, have a good time and find it out for yourself. Next up is the surfing capital of the Philippines. Also highly recommended if you are like me and you have no idea how to surf. This island is situated at the southeast side of the country and covered in palm trees. In General Luna, you will find everything you want. Lots of good accommodations, lots of good food from local to international, and lots of interesting things to do and see. Because it's a surfers paradise, there's a real laid-back vibe here. Rent a motorcycle for the entire day and just go around the island. Stop over at Masen Bridge for the tree swing and continue on this very relaxing little boat ride to the little lagoon at the end. There is also a bigger one, which is Sakba Lagoon, with beautiful clear water and this very nice cliff dive just around the corner. After the lagoon, I would highly recommend you to visit this island as well. You can buy it all in one package. Another day trip goes to the islands in front of General Luna. They make up for a really fun trip. And of course, if surfing is your thing, you must put your skills to the test here. When it comes to stunning views, nothing in the country beats Coron. There are lagoons and lakes surrounded by limestone, which makes up for the most iconic views. There is a lot hidden under the surface here, like fish and corals, but also these Japanese shipwrecks that sank during the Second World War. Some are accessible by free diving, others are only accessible by those who have a diver's license. If you are a diver, go to Barracuda Lake as well, where you can have this weird thermocline experience. A layer of sweet and a layer of salt water stay on top of one another. Where they meet, the water heats up to 37 degrees Celsius. It's honestly the weirdest experience. As my boyfriend put it, it's like being back in the uterus. If you're done island hopping, you can climb Mount Delera as well, which is said to have amazing views, but I basically remember the rain we encountered that day. But still, it was a lot of fun. Number 6 might be the first surprise in my list, since most people haven't heard of this tiny little village somewhere in northeast Palawan. It is actually the perfect escape from El Nido. In case you don't know El Nido, the surroundings here are amazing, but very busy. And the town itself is basically opening new hotels, bars and restaurants every single week, or at least that's the feeling I got there. Sibaltan is about 45 minutes away from El Nido, and it's just perfect if you love some peace and quiet like me. There are only a handful of resorts in here, all built along the beach and made of wood. It's all native style and it's definitely not expensive. Sunsets are stunning and dinner is very romantic with the waves at the back. This is perfect for couples. I love to do the tours in El Nido from here, but Sibaltan itself has a lot to offer as well. From kayaking to the mangrove to island tours and some very good corals. Actually way better than the ones we found around El Nido since they were mostly damaged. I had so much fun here, I actually visited twice. I just came back for the secluded but not expensive getaway feeling. Talking about stunning surroundings means talking about Isla de Gigantes. Super wide beaches, sandbars, and check out this lagoon. Of course, there is also this famous island with the double beach and the hill at the end. If you search for Isla de Gigantes online, this is the image that you will see. I was really surprised by this place, mainly because it's way less busy and less well known than a lot of other places with the same attractions. It's more locals going here than foreign tourists. You can also visit the lighthouse and caves, which makes up for a fun half-a-day trip. We also ate some very good scallops here, which I quite clearly remember, and they were pretty cheap. I had a lot of fun with my friend Bang, who is from Manila. Which is actually what I love about this whole country, making friends with locals and other travelers alike. The honorable 4th place goes to something that's kind of a mix between a tour and an island. There are multiple companies providing tours between Coron and El Nido, basically visiting Linapakan region. You live on a small boat, sleep on deserted beaches, and catch your own food if your lunch is not outsmarting you. It's basically back to basic, but a very beautiful kind of basic. It's perfect to dodge the crowds and an opportunity to make new friends because, you're on a boat together for quite a long time. Drink rum at the campfire and enjoy the most memorable sunsets. The vibes in our group were amazing, and even as a solo traveler between mainly couples, I had a really good time and I felt really warmly welcomed. In El Nido, we even got to see small and big lagoon without everyone because we were so late in the day. How freaking lucky were we? Because this is one of the busiest spots in the country, and I do count traffic during rush hour in Manila then. Well, basically what I want to say is don't skip on this tour if you visit Palawan. Oi, we're getting to the top 3, and I had such a hard time choosing. 3rd place goes to Sipalay. What place? Well, Sipalay. I even don't know if I pronounce it correctly, but I basically went here because I had to go from Dumaguete to Bacolod, and what's right in the middle? Sipalay. This place was an insane surprise to me. First of all, the hotel I stayed at was amazing. It's the craziest place I have seen with a whole kind of themed rooms, like the Rockabilly room where I stayed, with real barbed wire on the ceiling and this very funky light switch. This place is on Sugar Beach, and Sugar Beach is not accessible by road. You will need to rent a boat and get through the mangrove forest, which only adds to the magic of this place. At night it's so quiet, no party, just a beer and a good chat. The surroundings of Sipalay are very green with loads of rice fields. The islands along the shore make up for a very good view, especially of course from an infinity pool. And this cave walk was definitely different from any other experience I had in the Philippines. First of all, check out this amazing flashlight. And second of all, you walk through the river for a very long time, which is quite adventurous, before actually ending up in the cave, which is quite big in itself. Dungeon Island is a marine sanctuary island and great for a day trip. For the second place, we have to go all the way up north through a province that was under the radar for a very long time. This is Batanes. It's so different from the rest of the Philippines in very many ways, which makes it absolutely fascinating. I mean, the landscapes are different, way more rocky and rough, no white beaches to swim, and it's really windy here. But you get some really Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings kind of vibes in here. Because it's in the middle of the ocean, it gets a lot of typhoons during typhoon season. But the houses are built with such strong walls, they just survive the storms. The oldest house originates from the 18th century. Can you believe it? These islands also pride themselves in being very safe, with people being honest. Now, I felt safe, welcomed and treated very well by everyone in this country, but I never found a shop without a shopkeeper. They just trust you to pay. Sabtang and Batan are two of the most visited islands, but please, if you go here, make time for Itbayat as well. It's a 2-hour boat ride, it's on open ocean, so it can be really rough. I was kind of lucky here, but when you are there, I felt like I reached the end of the world. It's only rough ocean around, beautiful caves and rocky shores. Flying to Batanes is still very expensive, even more so than flying to some destinations outside of the country. It adds to the exclusiveness of this place. It's becoming a bit more popular now and I see more YouTubers go, but when I visited, I did not see a single foreigner in 8 days. Batanes is a must if you want to see a very interesting, different side of the Philippines. I'm not sure if I would recommend it for first-time travelers because it's a bit of a hassle to get here, but if you are going for a second or a third time, definitely go. When I first went to the Philippines with my boyfriend back in 2015, we were flying to Manila, then to Puerto Princesa on Palawan, and the next day we took a bus to our first real holiday spot, so to say. It felt like we had traveled for ages, but the moment we set foot on this beach, I knew we had arrived in paradise. This is how I imagined the Philippines would be. And this place got so much of a warm spot in my heart, it never ever gave up on that #1 position. Of course, I am talking about Port Barton. I loved the people here who welcomed me so warmly in this little community, locals and tourists, and the overall laid-back vibes. The corals so close to the surface you can hardly swim over them. The food, the islands, the big turtles, the small turtles, the waterfalls, everything just seemed so perfect to me. And I also know that this place is changing. Port Barton is becoming more and more popular because it is on Palawan, which is a very popular spot. And word is out that this is just a very laid-back, cool kind of place. I saw a difference when I went there for the first time and when I went there for the second time. But both of those times, I really still felt that if, I could wake up anywhere in this world tomorrow, it would be Port Barton. If your favorite place is not in here, don't be angry with me. There are way more amazing spots, but I simply could not include each and every single one in my video. But let me know in the comments down below if I really missed out on a place and also why this place is so amazing. Thank you so much for watching. If you plan a trip to the Philippines, have lots of fun. And if you are from the Philippines, big love and thumbs up for you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, leave your comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're up for more. Whew, that was a lot of talking. See you next time.